Hey.
Anything yet?
Well, nothing so far, not on any dairy farmers. Look, this is the 19th tape, and I haven't seen Carruthers shaking hands with anything in overalls.
Well, I brought you something. Coffee.
Oh, good, thanks. I'll set that down here right now. I can use that later.
Now, what is all this?
Log sheets, an overview of what's on these tapes.
Oh, a shortcut.
Yeah, shortcut. If record keeping was up to date around here, it would be. I mean, it seems
Hey,
things
don't look
never
at
change.
me. It's not my department.
Well, you want me to help?
Hey, I'd appreciate that, babe.
Well,
Here.
sure. I mean, just tell me what you're looking for. I've got the time.
Okay, I'm looking for anything that has anything to do with dairy farmers, Perryville Conference, anything like that. If you see that, just scream. Let me know, all right?
All right. Just let me see what we got here.
Okay, well, let's keep going, buddy. How about number 20 now?
Roll tape, Marty.
Well, Charles, I have been over this charter backwards and forwards.
And?
I'll tell you one thing. Carpenter Shipping could set a few precedents. Your brother may have botched up on those oil tankers, but believe me, the man does know how to draw up a company charter.
Dan, the only thing I'm interested in is whether Preston can keep his end of the deal. Now, if I see to it that Courtney marries Vaughn, can he, in fact, turn over his seat on that board to me?
Charles, you are in for an interesting surprise.
Kate? Not here either.
Did you really think she would be after what's happened?
Well, we checked her place. Think. Where else could she have run off to?
I don't know. Maybe she took the honeymoon cruise without me.
Oh, very funny. I hope you're laughing when you read it in the Chronicle tomorrow.
Now, calm down. Calm down. She wouldn't spill everything to the newspaper without doing it right there at the lodge to Stacy and to Redland.
Oh, is that supposed to make me feel better? Have you forgot that you left those people up there wondering why you didn't attend your own wedding reception?
I suppose you're right. I suppose you're right. We'll find her, Sebastian.
Well, we'd better. And fast.
Look, a couple of more tapes. Now, all I'm looking for is Lee Carruthers with a certain Sebastian Knight. That's all I need to see.
Gene, the night shift is due in any minute. I might as well call it quits. We may never find it.
Why didn't they type this page? And I mean, the handwriting's worse than mine.
Didn't the station send a camera crew out there to Perryville?
Yeah.
Then the tape has got to be here.
But we're on borrowed time, I tell you. Now, if we don't clear out of here, we're going to get kicked out.
Gene.
In a minute, Carla. Now, would you please roll 31? That could be it.
So could this one. Look. Now, do you think this could stand for Perryville?
Wait a minute. Perryville, D.C. Dairy Conference. Yeah, that could be it.
1369, yeah. Could be it.
Well, then let's roll it. Let's get it.
We can't, Gene.
Listen, I don't care about the night shift. Now, I'm not leaving until I see that tape.
But that's just it. See that red check mark?
Yes, what of it?
But that means unsuitable footage. The tape was never aired. We may not even have it.
You threw it away?
Hey, not at this station. We use the tapes over.
Erased?
More than likely by now. Should have checked an hour ago.
An hour ago, why is that?
With the tape editor. There was a stack of 13s on his desk, all waiting to be blanked out.
Well, Gene, it could still be there.
Yeah. If we can prove a time discrepancy between Carruthers and Sebastian, then we may have ourselves a new prime suspect.
Oh, but Gene.
Wait a minute. Third door on the left, right?
Yeah?
Let's go, Carla.
But you weren't there at that dairy conference, Sebastian, at least not at the beginning. I had to lie to them. Well, Brubaker kept a low profile, but that Redland, boy, he wasn't buying a thing that I was saying. All he was after was was where were you when Kate was shot? You know something? I only know where you said you were, out looking for her. You've got to level with me, Sebastian. You were telling me the truth, weren't you? Well, no, good. Absolutely fine. I love to hear things like that. That's excellent. You got it. Right. All right, I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. I didn't know we had an appointment.
Well, I just took the chance that you'd want to see me.
You never were a very good gambler.
Well, don't be too hasty to show me the door, Lee.
No, I think I'll have a uniform man.
Come on, be reasonable.
Reasonable? You could have been reasonable when Andrea Summers showed up in the courtroom, but you weren't. You know, you could have avoided that whole embarrassing scene if you'd have just listened to Sebastian and me.
Well, I won't apologize for my strategy now, as I didn't apologize then. But if I were a man in your shoes, I'd welcome my support.
Whoop. Just what are you driving at?
That little visit from Redland. I understand he brought along one of ours, Sergeant Brubaker, who wants to continue the investigation.
And they're just digging for buried treasure that's already been found.
Maybe. But the word's out that he has another suspect and he wants to reopen the trial.
Just pipe dreams, believe me. Now, what do you want?
Pipe dreams or not, Lee, Redland's double-checking yours and Sebastian's alibis. You don't suppose he'll uncover anything else we missed, do you?
Well, why don't you just tell me what you know?
That's about it. Except for something that may have slipped your mind. Your promise to me if you got elected. Remember?
Promise? What promise?
A one-way ticket to the Capitol steps. A room down the hall from your office, you said.
Well, funny, I don't remember making any kind of a promise like that at all. Although Sebastian did tell me that he had struck some kind of an arrangement with you, providing, of course, that you grilled Andrea Summers, which you didn't, Marshal.
Look, Lee, I'll talk straight with you. One of us has to. I want out of Kingsley. There just aren't enough challenges here for me.
And you think a position on my staff would remedy that?
All I've ever wanted from you was a foot in the door and a handshake with a few senators. I'll do the rest.
You're forgetting that I'm only a congressman.
Yeah, with friends in high places. It's time you shared.
And what about you, Marshal? What do you have worth sharing?
My record speaks for itself. Now, you may not have agreed with my tactics during the trial, but you didn't come out of it looking so badly.
That's debatable.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This is hardly the time to ask for a favor. Who knows what you'll be getting yourself into now? But if you ever need my help again, you know where to find me.
According to this charter, if your brother wants you to have it, a position on the board of Carpenter Shipping can be given you.
Then Preston was telling the truth. He does have the power.
Right, absolutely. I'm pretty sure he must have had his daughter in mind to follow in his footsteps.
Courtney?
Yeah, that's usually the case with a clause of this kind written in for a family member to take over in case something happens.
Well, in this instance, that privilege is reserved for me and not for Courtney.
Well, that seems to be the way things are turning out. Yeah.
Well, certainly I'm working toward that end. However, Dan, Preston hinted at something, and I need your legal opinion on it. Are any of the other members of the board capable from keeping me from becoming a director?
Oh, you mean not honoring Preston's wishes?
You know, I don't mean wishes. We're not talking about wishes here. Don't forget, I've got a signed letter of intent with his signature on it.
Well, Charles, the board operates like any other democratic unit. The majority rules.
So they could vote to keep me off the board, is that it?
No, they can't keep you from joining, no. If Preston says you're on, you are very definitely on.
Now, wait a minute, Dan. That's much too indefinite. It's not...
All right, I'll explain it to you. There's no way that they can keep you from joining, as I said. The casting of the ballot would come if they don't want you in the circle. Now, it says in the charter here that 1/3 can raise an eyebrow. So that would mean that the whole House then, except for you, of course, would get to make the big decision as to whether you are permanently on or not.
I don't like that at all.
Charles, look, the chances are it'll never even come to that.
Chances? Come on, Dan, you know how I feel about that. If you can't guarantee them, you don't take the risks.
Look. Your brother is in good standing with the board. Now, that means that you automatically enjoy exceptionally good standing with them as well.
Mm-hmm. So the bottom line is that he can really deliver on what he's promised me in writing.
That's right. As long as he keeps taking his afternoon tea with the Sumner family, I don't see any problem.
Oh, I do. Those so-called summer afternoon teas could stop. So for that reason, I am going to be particularly helpful to my brother. I am going to assure him that his reluctant daughter will soon be marching down the aisle with Vaughn Sumner.
Then out of nowhere, Lester just pops in here and offers me the residency.
The top position in diagnostics?
Well, the salary you mentioned would indicate that.
That doesn't sound like Lester to me, personally recruiting.
Yeah, I know. And me of all the MDs, the same one he barred from the OR, stripped of admitting privileges?
Why do you think he's had such a change of heart?
I don't know. I'd like to slice him open and find out.
Well, maybe it's his roundabout way of apologizing.
No, that's not Lester.
You know, if you take that job at the hospital, it'll leave us short-handed here.
Yeah, you don't know how many times I thought about leaving this place altogether.
Oh, yes, I do. Probably as many times as I have. You know, the two of us have been through a lot this year, Ben.
Yeah, I know. I just wonder if it's been worth it.
Dr. Benjamin Martin.
Yeah, Lucy.
Someone to see you.
Hey, no, wait a minute. You said I could have a 10-minute break. I still have 4 minutes left.
This gentleman has traveled a long way just to meet you. Come in, sir.
Dr. Martin?
Oh, over there.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, it took me a little while to catch up with you, but we finally meet. I'm Frank McAuliffe.
Mr. McAuliffe?
You don't know who I am, do you?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
This ought to knock your socks off.
Are you a patient?
Hardly. Although if I were, I sure would come straight to you.
I don't understand.
I'm from the AMA Honorary Board, Doctor. You're a big hit over there.
I am?
For that fine surgery you did on Nancy Lawson's vocal cords. You know, we want to put it in print. Front page on the AMA Journal. And that's just the beginning.
Hello, Uncle Charles. I'm not interrupting a business deal.
Oh, certainly not. I was just telling Dan Myers here about your very fortunate engagement to Vaughn Sumner.
Yes, very fortunate.
You've met Dan.
Oh, yes, of course. We met the other day with Miriam. I've heard so much about you, Courtney.
How nice.
Yes. Well, for instance, how much your uncle is enjoying having you stay here in his house.
Oh, is that right? And I thought the topic of conversation was my father's shipping company.
Well, yes, I was explaining the operation of the company to Dan, and that's in the event that your father might need some legal work done when he comes to Kingsley.
Interesting.
Yes, your father certainly has a fascinating line of work, Courtney. Does he spend a lot of time at sea, or?
Hardly ever. Now, Uncle Charles, what was this? Did I hear you say something about your joining the company when I walked in?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, well, I think you're mistaken, Courtney.
No, I don't think I am.
Well, what I think you probably heard me say was that I was telling Dan how I might fit into the company of your wedding. Right, Dan?
Yes, that's exactly right, how your uncle would fit in with your wedding. That's right. What is your fiancé's name again?
Sumner. Vaughn Sumner.
Ah, of course.
And it will probably be some time before any wedding date is set. Now, don't you agree, Uncle Charles?
Well, whenever the time, I'm sure, will be the right time, Courtney.
I'm sure. Well, now, if you two will excuse me, I'm on my way out.
Oh, are you off to class? I could drive you over there very easily.
No need to. I'm just going for a walk. Tell Mrs. Lucas that I won't be late for dinner.
Certainly will.
Well, that was sure a close call. You worked your way out of that pretty well, Charles.
I wonder how much she really heard. Now, Dan, I think you can see why this conversation can go no further than this room. I want this whole replacement process between Preston and myself to go as smoothly and as quietly as possible.
Well, you don't have to worry about me, Charles. I mean, one thing I've never been accused of being is a big mouth.
My surgical procedure will be written up in the AMA Journal.
Yeah, that plus a cash award. You know, I took a look at Nancy Lawson's throat myself. I can't get over how you did such a flawless job.
Hey, did you hear that? Flawless job.
I heard.
And for her to have her voice back, now that itself is incredible. You know, it's just like the way you did the trach. Under pressure with sound thinking.
I'll tell you, this is unbelievable. This kind of recognition after all those weeks of agony.
Well, honor to whom honor is due, Doctor. You're a credit to our profession. Did you assist him in this?
Oh, no, I'm Dave Phillips, the
Oh,
clinic's other doctor.
I'm sorry. I should have introduced you to.
Oh, it's understandable, Ben.
Oh, boy, if only Lester knew about this.
Well, you know, I'm surprised he didn't tell you before I got here.
Wait a minute, you know him?
Yeah, over 10 years. Still making them walk the plank at Kingsley General, I bet. But I didn't come here to talk about him. I came here to find out how you got the inspiration to improvise a surgery the way you did.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
Sure was. You're going to put Kingsley General on the map. You know what Lester should do? He should set this award up the hospital will get in your name.
Award?
Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you about that one. Yes, the hospital makes out all right, too. The AMA will send a cash award over, along with yours.
Cash award? Well, why would the hospital get an award?
Well, that's where you really work, isn't it?
Used to work.
Oh, what do you mean?
I was put on leave of absence shortly before I performed the surgery. Then, after I performed the surgery, I was kindly dismissed by Lester Lewis.
What?
And now he's doing everything he can, short of a song and dance, to get him back on staff.
So you really don't work there at all?
Haven't in months.
No wonder I couldn't find you there. And no wonder I couldn't get a straight answer out of Lester. Poor Lester. He's really over a barrel now.
Okay, Bill. Marty's queuing it up right now.
It was there? You actually found it?
Took it out of the editor's hands just as he was about to erase it.
Okay, good. It's coming on now. All right, could you turn it up, please?
Sure.
Have I ever milked a cow? Well, no, actually, I guess I can't say
But
that
do
I
you
have.
see our native hearts
I guess the
anywhere?
closest I've come is a
No,
carton
not
of
yet.
milk. Actually, you know why I'm here. No, it's not for a free milking lesson. At this hour of the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, I can't believe that the cows are even awake, let alone me. No, actually, very seriously, I want you to know that I am 100% behind you. In fact, if I get elected, I'm going to see to it that this district gets the tax breaks for farming that it really, really needs. And my campaign manager and as a matter of fact, I don't see him around here just yet, do you? Sebastian, are you around anywhere? Well, I guess not. I guess he's still getting those extra 40 winks back in Kingsley. But he and I have
Okay, stop it
done
here.
exhaustive studies.
Stop tape, Marty.
All right, play it back.
All of it?
No, just the last half there, where he's asking where his campaign manager is.
Roll back tape, Marty. Last half only.
It all adds up, Gene. He wasn't there. You know, that little old lady was right. Now, she said she saw him, and she did. She saw him coming out of Amber's apartment.
Ready,
Yeah.
Gene?
Good, good. Yeah, this is worth seeing.
As a matter
again.
of fact, I don't see him around here just yet, do you? Sebastian, are you around anywhere?
Okay, now I have one question. Was Lee in on this too? Does he know that Sebastian stayed behind in Kingsley to get to Kate?
Well, why else would he lie? I mean, he said Sebastian Knight was with him at the dairy conference, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, obviously we know he wasn't. I mean, we heard Lee Carruthers saying it out of his own mouth that he wasn't.
Yes, and not to mention what the hotel clerk said. He said that Sebastian checked in nearly 30 minutes after Lee was already out there with those dairy farmers. And even if Lee didn't know what Sebastian was up to, I mean, he's still in hot water himself.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it would be of some interest to Sergeant Brubaker, wouldn't you say?
That's my next stop. Absolutely.
All yours, Gene.
Hey, thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Hey, you really don't know what this is worth to me, buddy.
How about the price of the cassette? I had to talk the editor out of charging you.
Oh, okay, I understand that. I want to thank you for everything. Hey, let's get out of here, lady.
What do you think about my name going alongside yours on this byline? You ever thought of that? I mean, I think Carla and Eugene Ritland, writes the story about Sebastian Knight. That'd be great.
Well, Lester at your feet, Nancy dropping the lawsuit, Dan Myers out of your hair.
Well, when it rains, it pours. And I don't mind this kind of rain at all.
It's as if God subdued all your enemies.
Well, I can use the rest.
You know, if you take the job at that hospital, you won't get much rest.
This is unreal, isn't it? Me being written up in the AMA Journal. I really cannot wait to tell Lori.
Yeah, but what next? They've got some options.
And some recognition. You know, it's not a bad feeling.
No, it isn't. Remember, Ben, fame is fleeting.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Yes. Right, Lucille. Okay. Yes, all right. Bye. I've got a patient over number 3. I'll check you later.
Yep.